Welcome to Pick Yourself Up show. I am, as Gabe Hamda, your host. In this show, we invite individuals who have great insights, stories that may inspire, equip, and empower you and I to change our future. We have such an individual. His name is Dr. Gabe Hamda. He is the CEO of ICAT Consulting. We're going to talk about his experience as an immigrant student in the United States and also as a successful business owner and also other projects that he has been involved. Stay tuned. Thank you, sir, for coming all the way from Springfield, Virginia. A lot of traffic and so on, but you could be able to come here.
Oh, yeah, this is a place I want to be. And, you know, let me tell you, AZ, this is a place I want to be today.
Thank you very much. Thank
Yes,
you very
sir.
much. Let's start our discussion by asking you a personal question.
Yes.
What is your life philosophy?
Wonderful. You know, it's so wise of you to ask a personal philosophy.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, money in my account, what I had for breakfast. It's a great question to ask, AZ. Personal philosophy. You know, I was thinking about this and I kind of gave a name to my personal philosophy. I call it appreciative communicator.
Appreciative communicator.
Yes. And you may
What does
ask
that
me,
mean?
what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, an appreciative communicator means, you know, number one is to enjoy everything that is in life. Everything, all the experiences, whether it is a positive experience or a negative experience, to enjoy all of it. And I have a quick example for you. I have two friends. One is John and the other is Mary. And I'm known for telling stories when I, you know, talk about what I'm talking about. And John says, Gabe, I love your stories. And I say to John, John, what do you like about my stories? And why? And he says, your stories are related to life. And that's why I love your stories. And Mary says, Gabe, I can't put up with your stories. And instead of being upset by Mary, I said, Mary, tell me why you don't like my stories. And Mary says, you tell too many stories. Okay? Too many stories. And so I use both of them to my advantage. What do I do as a result? Because of what Mary told me, I tell a single story for a situation instead of multiple stories. So what she didn't like about my stories is the fact I'm telling too many of them for too long.
So, which means you communicate by customizing your communication to the individual, because, you know, we have different personalities. Some of us learn from stories, some of
Yes.
us from statistics, some of us from data, and
Yes.
so on and so forth. So you are customizing appreciatively according to their personality type to communicate with them. That's really awesome.
You know what? AZ just came up with another thing that I did not even think of. So, you know, appreciative communication is to appreciate everything in your life, whether what's coming at you is something you love to hear or something you don't want to hear.
Bad or good?
Both of them can be used to your advantage. That's what appreciative is to me. And more importantly, another thing is to be kind of appreciative about your positive life experiences. Like today, I would have said, I may ask you, AZ, what's your joyous moment of the last 24 hours? So that you can reflect back on
familiar
good
with
things.
that.
Yes.
By the way, people are hearing you saying AZ, so I want to let them know that my nickname is AZ, A to Z. Very easy.
Yes.
If some of you have difficulties to pronounce my name, as Gabe have told, you can call me AZ, like Gabe is calling me A to Z. AZ, very easy. Go ahead.
Fantastic. I can call you Asagid AZ. So,
Yeah.
you know, like your joyous moment of the last 24 hours, if I can put you on the spot.
Preparing for you.
Preparing for
Knowing
this
that
event.
you have a lot of things to give to my audience.
Yes.
Because you are really a good example to my audience.
Yes.
Some of them are immigrants, some of them are job seekers, some of them are people who are experiencing setbacks after setbacks. So I want them to be inspired. I want them to be equipped to go to the next level.
Yes.
And you are the right person. So I was like waiting. So that by itself gave me joy.
Fantastic. Let me tell you, man, if that's okay. So since I'm talking about my philosophy being appreciative communication, since this morning I've had 10 experiences. So the ones I highlight are the ones that fuel me, the ones that are joyous. I'll give you two of them. One, my daughter arrived from Chicago this morning. She went for a weekend, and then she came back safely. That's my joyous moment. And also, my wife made me my favorite coffee before I got here. So those are my two joyous
That's
moments.
why you're excited,
Yes,
animated,
sir.
and so
you know what? Traffic may be slow.
we don't want to focus on that.
I want to focus on the fact I'm going to meet with you and I'm going to have this fantastic time. So that's appreciative communication.
Let's shift into your business philosophy. Tell me with one phrase, what is your business philosophy?
Yes. So kind of, my business philosophy is basically tied to my life philosophy.
Okay.
I just said it is appreciative communication. So I would say for business, I'll call it deal making.
Deal making.
Okay. Are you acting like a deal maker? So it is deal making, which kind of translates into, I know you're going to ask me more, but the act of deal making is, one, it is to create a win-win for all parties involved. So it is a win for your partner, if there is one partner. If there are two partners, it's a win for them and a win for you. That's kind of like the art of, or the act of deal making. And also in doing it to make a difference. So the criteria is, are you creating a win for your partner? Then you are in deal making. Are you creating a win for you? Yes, sir. And also, are you making a difference for the community you live in, for the world we live in? So when all of these are there, you are an amazing deal maker, and that's kind of my philosophy.
By the way, this is one of the soft skill workshops that I facilitate, win-win negotiation. And
Yes.
one of the things that I emphasize to my audience is to know that even if you could be able to get win-loss, don't do it. Don't do it. Because
You're right.
Even if they think that they got win-win, if you know that it's not a win-win, but you won and they lost, it's better to
You're
make
right.
it win-win, because they may go back and they may say, wait a minute, it's not a win-win. I lost, they won. Which, if that happens, what happens? Next time they don't trust you. Next time they don't
Absolutely.
want to come to a win-win negotiation. So in our business deals, it's better always to seek win-win deals. And I'm happy that you are having that philosophy. But let's move to the next focus that I want to have, which is about your experience as an immigrant student. I'm sure that some of my audience, they are immigrant students.
Yes.
Tell me about your experience as an immigrant student. Most importantly, what did you learn, and what do you want to really transmit to immigrant students who are in the U.S. right now?
Wonderful. So, being an immigrant student, I came to the United States to pursue education. And I came across a former teacher being one of the professors. I just want to acknowledge his name, Dr. Ashanafi Kabada, a professor of music at Florida State. So I connected with him. And so he gave me a pair of advices, which I took in right away and implemented for the rest of my life. And they paid dividends.
What was that?
Very good. The number one thing he said is, Gabe, whatever experience you've had in Africa, it counts. You are not starting over. Let it count. Okay. The second advice is, when you speak with someone, let's say an American, about a need you have, don't beat around the bushes. Tell them what you want first, and then get into details. So I know it sounds simple, but I was just so naive. I took those two advices, and through my student life, through my working life, and through my business life, as well as my volunteer life and personal life, those two have paid me dividends.
So what you're telling me, that one of the lessons that you learned is about knowing your competitive advantage.
Yes.
Rather than starting from scratch, you depended on your experience from back home. And the second one is all about adapting to the new culture, because in the new culture, beating around the bush doesn't help you. You have to have direct communication, and it helped you. And I see you
Absolutely.
always, you're a direct communicator. That's one of your personalities that I appreciate.
And Azzy, whenever I need you to do something, I tell you first.
Exactly.
When you tell me yes, I go with it. When you tell me yes, I go with it.
You're an expert
So
at
it
that.
has really kind of served me very well.
As a business owner especially.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about your business side.
Yes.
As a business owner, an immigrant business owner, you've been experiencing some setbacks, challenges, some problems, and so on. What have you learned from those experiences, and what kind of lessons would you like to also to share to our audience who are immigrant business owners?
Wonderful. You know, Azzy, I just want to tell the audience what Azzy and I will cover today. There is a whole lot of information. I wrote the whole article on this, and I spent the whole day yesterday thinking about you, and I'll be delighted. So this article will be available on a website, and I think it will be at the bottom of the screen or later on. So my book title is becomewhatyousay.com. So if you go to becomewhatyousay.com and you search for downloadable free articles, so this will be one of the free articles, and the title will be Are You Acting Like a Deal Maker?
Okay.
So look for a deal maker article. So the whole thing will be there. The whole story will be there. And so having said that, I think for a business owner, I kind of want to keep things very simple. Number one, use all the resources that are available in the area. That will be one thing. Okay. And I would say if you are in business, if you happen to be in this area, I would say go to your nearest SBDC. SBDC stands for Small Business Development Center. So in my business, I was able to get 9 months worth of counseling from professional counselors who are at SBDC. So I recommend you go there and get all the counseling. So that's one thing I would say. I think the second thing I would say is learn the system of the client group you are working with. So this, whether you are in China or America, in Africa, or in Montgomery County, in Maryland, learn the inner workings and the system of the client group you are doing business with.
In this regard, I know that you also do business, even if you are based in Washington, D.C., Minnesota, and Florida, your business is also operates in Montgomery. You registered to do business in Montgomery County. As an immigrant business owners, I'm sure that there are some challenges specific to immigrant business owners. Immigrant business owners are minority businesses, but there are additional challenges. So what do you think are some of the challenges immigrant business owners are facing, and what should be done to alleviate and overcome those challenges?
Okay. You know, Azzy, I'm so glad you used the word immigrant, minority, small, all of these things. I want to tell you something. In America, if you are sorry for yourself because you are a small business, nobody cares. If you are immigrant and you are not doing well, nobody cares. If you are, whatever category you give yourself, nobody cares about you in America. Let me tell you what people care about. If you have a solution to bring to the table, everybody wants to pay attention. So if you have a solution, basically, that's what I'm saying. And I'll say this, whether you are in America, anywhere, if you want to be invited, if you want to count, being sorry for yourself for being this or that, nobody's going to care. People want winners. So the reason I said, when Ashanafi advised me the skills he had in the past, count, to say, listen, I am the best accountant and do the best services, everybody wants to listen to you. So I think I would say that is an opportunity for anybody if you have a skills in doing anything, if you are uniquely talented in an area, that is an area of an opportunity. The fact you are a minority or a small business or immigrant, nobody cares. I think that is just noise. So in my life, in my journey, I have been the best in what I was doing. I had passionate about what I was doing. I was hired because I was good at what I did. They didn't hire me because I was a minority or an immigrant or a small business. So you got to be good at what you do.
I like to continue to discuss about this, but this is the right time to take a break. Dear our viewers, we will be back very soon. Stay tuned. Welcome to Pick Yourself Up show. I am, as I have told, your host. And as you know, in our studio, we have a successful immigrant business owner. His name is Dr. Gabe Hamda. We've been talking about his life and businesses, philosophies, and also we talked about his take on the challenges he has been facing and also some of his lessons to you guys. We're going to continue to talk about other things, and I look forward also to ask him some questions that are going to help you, empower you to pick yourself up and shape your future.
Easy, I like the title of the show.
Thank you.
Pick yourself up.
I need to pick myself up.
You pick it up.
We all need to pick
Nobody's
ourselves
gonna
up.
do it.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
sir.
also it aligns with your life's philosophy. You are
Yes.
actually the last question you answered. I was asking you what kind of challenges immigrant business owners are facing. You turn it around that and you say,
I don't see
I don't
any
consider
challenges.
myself.
I see opportunities. I see opportunities.
Okay, now that's good to our audience who are immigrants.
Yes.
You inspired me to think like I have to come out of my box and act like a winner. That's great to our immigrant business owners. But also we are viewers who are policymakers.
Yes.
They want to know really some of the challenges immigrant business owners are facing. There are also large businesses who are looking for small businesses, immigrant business owners, and so on. So my question to you is, what are some of the challenges that policymakers should address that confronts immigrant business owners? And also, what about those large businesses? How should they view immigrant businesses?
Fantastic. Well, Izzy, I need a license to reframe the question.
All right.
The
Go ahead.
license is the opportunities for policymakers and the opportunities for large businesses.
Here
and
you
the
are
opportunity-
appreciative communicator.
Yes, sir. I told you that's my philosophy. The philosophy is not.
I like that.
Philosophy is not something you leave at the house with a
Yeah.
coffee. It's
You
something
use
that goes
everywhere.
with you.
In a
Travels
studio,
with you.
yeah.
Okay, let me talk to the policymakers. I want to tell you, if you are talking about policymakers in Montgomery County, listen, I don't live in Montgomery County. I love Montgomery County. I come to Montgomery County for any excuse, let alone for your show. Why? I think the policymakers created a culture of inclusiveness. So I think, the first thing is to really appreciate what's already there. So there is that culture. It's not, whether someone comes and goes. I think the whole culture in Montgomery County is that of inclusiveness. So I think that's something it's good to know. If you are an immigrant, if you are a minority business, a small business in Montgomery County, you have no excuse. It's an inclusive environment. Now, having said that, I want to say to the policymakers, number one, the minority businesses, the immigrant businesses may not have the package you are looking for. They may not talk right. They may not look right. They may not smell right. But inside there is talent that is going to help Montgomery County. So I like for you to consider how you can look beyond what you see so that the talent, the hidden, powerful gift that these immigrant businesses have will be for the benefit of the Montgomery citizens, okay? So it's a missed opportunity if these minority businesses or immigrant businesses don't have a playing field simply because they don't know how to package themselves. So anything you can do in that arena to really help push the envelope and help them come out, I think that's what I would say to the policymakers. To businesses, I say the same thing. You are a large business. You have an opportunity to hire an immigrant business to be on your team, to be your subcontractor. Don't be limited by the person's accents. Don't be limited by some of the most brilliant people I have seen barely speak English. So don't be turned off by that. Don't be turned off by the package you see. Go beyond, look for that talent that will really help your business advance.
That's really
what I would say.
great. I appreciate that. That's a really great advice to policymakers and also large businesses in Montgomery County, which is a very progressive, very inclusive county where I'm also part of as a resident and also as a business owner. Now let's move to setbacks. I know most probably you view setbacks like opportunities. I know that.
Yes, sir.
But I want to
You remember
ask
Mary?
you. Exactly. So, but myself, the audience, and yourself, we all experience setbacks. The way we view them, the way we respond to them may vary. So, let me ask you, how do you deal with setbacks? What helped you to turn setbacks into opportunities?
Amazing question. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, definitely.
When I was just like the startup immigrant business, there was an opportunity for me to submit a proposal. And other companies submitted a package of a proposal. I did a one-page letter. AZ, you can laugh at that. I submitted that. And the contracting officer and the minority business representative called me in a room and they said, they didn't laugh at me. They said, Gabe, you can't do this. You can't do a one-page proposal. Look what others have done. So you can have your feelings hurt when a feedback is given. When you are told, this is the worst proposal, this is the worst whatever, we are told, it's an opportunity for you to say, thank you so much for the best gift. Go back. Let's lose your line. Pick yourself up. Make the improvements you make and come back again. America is a land where you don't just try once. It is a land where you keep trying with optimism. So when you get a feedback, look for a feedback. Let someone tell you, this is the worst proposal. This is the worst solution you came up with. Go back to the drawing board. Look deep in yourself. Look for the original solution, that African Wakanda solution, and then you'll be at the very top.
By the way, yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
I study great people, great ones.
Yes.
And as you know, I wrote a book called The Highest Level of Greatness.
Yes.
And in that book, one of the qualities that I found out is that great ones, they're not afraid of setbacks.
Yes.
Actually, they use setbacks like stepping stones.
Yes.
And that's what you are advising us. Whatever setbacks that we are experiencing, we could use them as opportunities to turn them around and use them in our favor.
Yes, and let me add one thing,
yes.
AZ. Let's say you bid against 5 other companies and another company wins. Please, it's such an African culture to go and say, congratulations, you won, and mean it, and smile and hug them and high-five them. That's what I've done many, many times. And I have been hired by the
as a subcontractor.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yes, sir. When someone wins, celebrate with them.
You can resent and show some kind of bitterness, but why?
Oh my God,
why don't you use the opportunity,
you up.
Congratulate someone else?
Congratulate them and mean it.
Tomorrow it's going to happen for you.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Let's talk about one of your efforts. You're not just a businessman.
Yes.
You also do some charitable works. And one
Yes.
of your efforts is about the pro-21st century community.
Yes.
What do you do in that organization, and who are your beneficiaries, and what kind of things have you done, and so far, what kind of results have you achieved?
So, you know, let me see, AZ, let me kind of go back to what we said early on about the business philosophy. We said it is the act of deal making, right? We said the act of deal making. And I just want to go back to that and say the act of deal making is to really know your talents and articulate them, whether they are intangible or tangible, and also identify the tangible and intangible capabilities of your other partners and create a win-win. And to take it further, true deal making is to make a difference. And so I have had such a joy working with GoPro 21 community, which is dedicated to inspiring people to achieve their highest human potential. That's what we are about. And so basically we do 2 things, AZ, in GoPro 21. And you happen to be one of our generous supporters and stakeholders, and I appreciate you for it. You came and spoke and you inspired us.
Thank you.
With the book you wrote on soft skills. That is, so we teach people on soft skills, which is, you indicated, what people need to succeed in their career. The next thing we discover and we do a lot of is we refer people to the nearest, those who are career advancement seekers, to go to their nearest American Job Center. So I'll tell you, if you are underemployed or looking for opportunities professionally or in your career, go to your nearest American Job Center. American Job Centers are located all over America, everywhere in America. And you just Google American Job Center and a map will show up, and then you just enter your zip code or where you live, and within 25-mile radius it will show up. Now, if you need more information, there will be, my number will be at the bottom of the screen, 904-382-5471. Text me your email and you will receive a weekly update of career events in your area. And that's
awesome. That's great. I believe that so many people have been benefited from GoPro 21st community.
Yes.
I also know that you are a motivational speaker. Naturally, you are a motivator.
Yes.
Recently, I heard that you have a tour in universities and colleges.
Yes.
The theme is awakening the giant within. Tell me
Yes.
more about, and what are you trying to achieve?
Okay. No, AZ, like let's say I just gave my number, 904-382-5471. If you call me and say, listen, my career is not going well, you are my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to awaken a giant in each person, is to show you the talents you have, for you to not to beat up on yourself. So having done that, and on a book tour, my book, which is Become What You Say, throughout Canada and America, so I came to realize young people are responding to that message in a more profound manner. So I have decided to go to different colleges so that I can inspire the young people there to awaken the giant in them. So it's not really to help people, it is to awaken the giant that is already in them.
To help them pick themselves up.
You got it. I mean, we should be doing the show all over
Together.
America.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
sir.
I would love to.
That's what it is.
I would love to. I would love to. So just give me one example, for example, that you used. It could be a story, it could be a concept, to help people understand that there is greatness within.
Yes.
What is required from them is to bring that out, to unleash their greatness within.
Yes. So I would say, like I was in Atlanta to do a community workshop, and I wanted young people in that community workshop. I asked the community to say, bring your young ones, I don't care what age they are. And I invited, all the organizers to a dinner on a Friday night for a Sunday event. So I invited every one of them to bring their young ones, every one of them to bring their young ones, regardless of how old they are. And only one family paid attention, and they brought their 5th grader. And we're doing this elevator speech that is covered in my book, which is kind of pretty much talks about your joyous moment, your purpose in life, and what your needs are. And so, the grown-ups were into each other. And this 5th grader came up with her purpose in life, her joyous moment of the day, her needs, for which she received an applaud from the whole group at a dinner. And then on Sunday, I had everybody brought their young ones, and I did a presentation. And I remember this 8-year-old who said, he wanted to be a soccer player to make a whole lot of money so that he can give back to people. So that is touching, right? For young people that early to connect with their purpose in life, and their purpose is to make a difference in other people's life. I think people who early on see their purpose in life is to make a difference in others are successful. So my job is to just awaken them up. Yes,
this
sir.
by itself could be another topic to discuss. Maybe in the future, we'll come back again to cover that one. Or I may invite someone who benefited from your tour to ask them what they learned and so on and so forth. For now, we have only 1 minute. So I want you to share some encouraging, inspiring words to our audience, and also how they could be able to reach out to you.
Fantastic. I would say, here is my message to everyone who is watching or who is listening here. I would say, by the power vested in me, I hereby empower you to go out and use your skills and unique talents to take over, make an amazing deal, and make a difference in your environment. So that's my message to you. It's already in you. I'm just reminding you to go out and do it.
All right, thank you very much. I think for the contact information, they could be
Yes.
able to get it from the video.
If you go to becomewhatyousay.com, downloadable free articles will be available, including my book. So that will be kind of where they can contact me.
All right, on behalf of our viewers, thank you very much for coming. I enjoyed our discussion. This is my hope that you enjoyed our discussion. Until I see you with another program, have a wonderful time. Thank you very much for watching.